Peace, love, and light, beloveds. Peace, love, and light. Thank you for joining. If you're still subscribing to my channel, I know I don't post a lot, but life happens. But today I had some things on my heart that I wanted to share because I've been going through some little personal self work and having to face my demons about certain things. And there's one particular situation that I'm really having a hard time letting go of. And so I thought, you know what, maybe I'll share it and maybe that'll help me release it and let it go. I was in a situation recently dating someone and he fell upon some hard times and ended up getting put out of his home. And so I was going to let him stay with me. The problem with that was I didn't trust him, I was dealing with him more so to pass the time, really, not because I was really in love with him or anything like that. And that's where I was at fault at and created my own negative karma because I had underlying motives and my intentions weren't genuine, and so I created that energy and it was being reflected back to me and him. He was doing some shady things that I didn't appreciate. And instead of looking at myself, I kept blaming him for my insecurities. And at the end of the day, I told him, I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't deal with him. He couldn't stay with me. And I really wasn't thinking about where he was going to go. And so where he went was to stay with one of my neighbors. I don't know if it's male or female or whatever, but I know that the very next day he was staying with somebody else out here in my complex. And normally, it probably wouldn't have bothered me. I actually didn't know. My daughters brought it to my attention. And it just so happens where he's staying at is direct shot from my bedroom window. And anybody who knows me knows I love nature. And one of the first things I do when I wake up in the morning is open my window, open my blinds, and, look outside, go outside, and just enjoy nature. But now every morning when I open my blinds, I have to see his car parked over there, and I can't even lie, it is eating me up inside. And I'm really trying to check myself and my ego, like, why is it bothering me so much? Is it because I feel betrayed somehow? But I don't even have a right to feel betrayed because I'm the one who walked away from the situation, told him, don't call me, don't come back. And so now it's like slap right in my face, and I'm having a really hard time getting over the situation. So at the end of the day, what it really boils down to is self-love and the importance of loving yourself so much and filling yourself up with so much love that you're not dependent on it from someone else. You know, um, like I said, my intentions weren't genuine because my heart is already committed to somebody else. Like, my heart is really, really in love with somebody else who's not available at the moment, and in the physical anyways. Emotionally, spiritually, his heart is where mine is, but physically we're being separated. So, he and I spoke and he gave me his approval to date if I felt the need to date somebody because we don't know when he'll be back. So that's why I was involved with this person. And like I said, I had no intentions on falling in love or, anything like that. Of course, I caught some feelings, you know what I mean? I cared a lot about this person, but just some of his ways made it difficult for me to go any further with it. And I knew I needed to work within myself about my own issues, my own issues, basically, you know. Um, I've had a hard time throughout my life um, accepting other people's opinions of me. Not even accepting, but I've always cared about other people's opinions of me. So even though I was very good within myself, like when I'm within myself and I'm within my head, I mean, you can't tell me I'm not the greatest thing out there. But then when I come outside my head and start to deal with other people and have to hear their criticisms and their judgments, then that creates doubt within me. But if I loved myself wholly and completely, those doubts wouldn't affect me. So I've been doing a lot of reflecting lately on the situations and the people that I felt have hurt me, betrayed me, things like that. And what I'm doing is looking at those situations and asking myself, where am I responsible for it at? Because at the end of the day, our thoughts are what creates our reality. And if your thoughts are predominantly on somebody cheating on you, or somebody lying to you, or you just not being able to trust people, then that's the reality you're going to create. And without going into all the details, I can honestly say I know for facts I created everything that I was dealt, because my mind is always, not always, but majority of the time pessimistic when it comes to relationships, just because I haven't had um, a good track record with that since my marriage, my divorce, I should say. So, at any rate, my goal is to work on myself, to meditate more, because I know that that is key. Meditating, breathing properly, eating right, eating clean, living clean. I have some habits I need to release. Smoking is one of them. Um, I smoking a black and mild as I was recording this video. That's why you see me keep looking down. I was making sure it was out so I didn't catch anything on fire. But my eating habits get bad, especially when I get into a low vibration. I eat really bad. Those of you who've seen some of my earlier videos probably have noticed I put on some weight. So that's another part of my journey, to get out in nature and exercise more. And so I'm hoping, not even hoping, I'm expecting you all to tag along with me and join me in my self-love journey, because at the end of the day, there is no separation. I've said that before in my other videos. There is no separation. We are all part of one big collective. And the whole lesson in this life is to learn how to love yourself so much that when you see other people, you only see your good reflections. You know what I'm saying? You only attract people who reflect on you in a loving and caring way when you treat yourself that way. If you abuse yourself in your mind, if you abuse yourself with your habits, with your eating, if you're just not good to yourself in any way, you're going to attract those people and those situations into your life. And I have 4 daughters, and I have to be honest in saying that my negative thoughts have severely affected my daughters, because, you know, they're not all confident, and they, are not operating in the self-love that they should be operating in either. And I hold myself accountable for that, and releasing that guilt has also been a challenge for me. I guilt parent. I'm still guilt parenting. All my daughters are 18 and above, and I have a 10-month-old granddaughter, and I stay severely stressed out, and like I said, in a low vibration, a low frequency, because I'm still giving so much of myself to my daughters, even though they don't feel that I do, and they depend on me a lot, though, and my ego is terrible. I'm always expecting some type of validation for the things that I do, and then at the end of the day, it's like, don't nobody have to validate you for that, because you're their mom. that's that's your responsibility, but I've been an absent parent mentally to my children, to my girls. Even though I'm physically here, mentally I zoned out. I just didn't know what to do as a single parent with these beautiful girls and how to take care of them. And I just let all of the doubt and all of the insecurities and all of the weight of the world's ideas and judgments and things weigh on me. And I just gave up. I didn't even give up because I never tried. I just didn't try. I didn't try anything. I just zoned out. So now I'm trying to tune into my highest self, you know, and really, really change my reality by just filling myself up with the love and abundance and rawness that I know I am. And and so that can be reflected in my daughters and my granddaughters and the people that I attract around me from this point on. And I may not be able to get up here and post every day because sometimes I'm just lazy. That's just me being honest. I have all these ideas in my head all the time. Oh, I'm going to post this on my channel. I'm going to post that on my channel. And I write it down and I have a list of things I want to talk about. And then at the end of the day, I get on the laptop and I play Candy Crush and I just mentally zone out all day. I've been doing that ever since I really awakened to the truth because once you really know the truth about this matrix and this illusion that we live in, you kind of feel like, what is the point? If it's all fake anyways, what is the point? But I'll get into that in another video eventually. But at any point, if you're still watching, thank you. This did help me feel much better. I'm going to go outside and get some nature. And I see the sun is shining. So, yeah. Those of you who are still with me, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, share it if you feel led to. If not, it's fine. Like I said, I just do this randomly when I feel the need to express some things, and I know my daughters and stuff get tired of hearing me talk about certain stuff. So again, love yourself, love yourself, love yourself. It is so important to love yourself and accept yourself because you can only truly love yourself if you accept yourself completely as you are. I'll get into that in another video too. So, again, thank you. Peace, love, and light always. And remember, there is no separation. We're all one. Let's start winning.